So, my name is Vince Casaba. I'm the Director of Training for Local 46, and I would like to welcome you all to our Barrie facility. Thank you for coming in such adverse weather. We're here today for an announcement from Minister Hunter with regard to the future of apprenticeship. Obviously, I've seen a lot of colleges here. We have a lot of the trades here. This is something that is near and dear to us. Local 46 has 1,700 apprentices. I have a bunch of them behind me that we brought up here for trade school today. So anyways, Minister Hunter, thank you for coming. MPP Hoggarth, who represents this area, again, thank you for coming. We have a few other guests that are here. We have Don Gosson, who is the chair of the Board of Governors for Ontario College of Trades. We also have Scott Brownrigg, who's the Director of Communications, and we have Gay Saunders, who's actually, I sit on the trade board, and she's our coordinator. So I'd like to thank the college people for coming. They are partners with MASD and the sponsors in the apprenticeship. So again, we all serve a vital piece of, we all have a vital part of the triangle to train apprentices. I'd also like to thank members of our Local 46. We have Paul Boyle, our Assistant Business Manager, Joe DeMasso, our Financial Secretary Treasurer, and business agents Reg Kenwell and Scott Morrison. Last but not least, my Assistant Director of Training, Dan Shelley, who helped to coordinate all this. So again, thank you all for coming. Most importantly, I'd like to thank the apprentices behind me, because that's what we're here for. We're all getting old. They're the ones that are going to take up the torch and carry this province forward. They're the ones that are going to build the infrastructure that will make our province strong. So again, thank you all for coming. So with no further ado, I would like to introduce one of our apprentices from Local 46, Bailey Woods, to come up and speak. Bailey is a fourth-year apprentice who follows in a long tradition. Her father is a member of Local 46, and her sister is a journey person in Local 46. So we have two steam fitters, and she chose a good trade, plumbing. So Bailey, come on up.
All right, so I'm short. Sorry. So hi, I'm Bailey Wood. I'm actually a fifth-year plumbing apprentice with Local 46. I'm going to talk a little bit about what got me into plumbing. So it wasn't my dad or an uncle that got me into Local 46. It was my sister, who is a licensed steam fitter. She encouraged me that not only could I physically do the job, I might actually like doing it too. So I joined my union, Local 46, in the summer of 2011. After a week of safety training, I was sent to work in the high-rise sector. I was the first woman to have ever worked for the company, so I had a lot of obstacles. I made it my goal to change a lot of the preconceptions that a lot of the men had about women in construction. With a lot of hard work, determination, and support from other tradeswomen, like my sister, I felt like I did achieve my goal. After being a part of 8 condos in the GTA, I decided to go to trade school and further my education. I always keep in mind, though, that not only am I proving to my superiors that I can do my job, I'm also showing a lot of the other women around me that I can do it too. So I go to school at our Local 46 training facility. I'm taking advanced trade school right now. My class is here today. We learn a lot in 8 weeks. We go 3 times, 8 weeks each time, and we learn a lot. But with the balance of theory and hands-on on our job sites, we start to make sense of some really complicated scenarios. I've met some really intelligent instructors and mentors over the years. They truly care about our industry and our members being as well trained as possible. They've been a part of incredible projects that have shaped Toronto and the GTA, Barrie, into the beautiful cities they are today. When I made the switch into ICI, I got to work on some of those projects with budgets in excess of $300 million. In the short time I've been an apprentice, I've worked on 2 hospitals, BMO Field, Union Station, the OPP headquarters, and so many other awesome projects. It gets me really excited. So I've met so many amazing people and learned so many valuable lessons along the way. With my high-quality education in trade school, the knowledge and experience our journeyman, foreman, instructors have, I have the confidence and skills to know this is truly my passion. Thank you.
Thanks, Bailey. Again, she's proof that the trades are for everyone. They're not just for males, they're for anyone who has the interest. You just have to make the effort. So I'd like to, someone's calling me. I apologize, I should have made that announcement. Please silence your phones. And everyone's going, uh-oh, better turn that off before it goes off. Anyways, I would like to invite up Ann Hoggarth. She's the MPP for the area here, and she likely understands what we're dealing with since she's been an educator for the last 25 years. So again, she was training the individuals that we would turn into tradespeople. Again, the higher the level of education, the better it is. People think that the trades are for those that aren't particularly academically inclined. That's completely false. We need exceptionally well-educated people. We're sending them to nuclear plants. As Bailey pointed out, she worked on 2 hospitals. When the trades mess up, people die. So, Ann, on that cheery note, come on up.
Well, I'm so proud to be an educator when I hear someone like Bailey speak about her experiences, and so thrilled that she is able to encourage, hopefully, other young women to get involved. Not that you guys aren't important, too. But thank you very much. I'm sorry that it's such a snowy day. I ordered sun, but it didn't happen. Thank you, Vince, for that introduction. I'm also, I was president of a union for 10 years, so I'm a union person. I am the MPP for Barrie. I would also like to thank the UA Local 46 for hosting us here today in your nice facility. I know the value of hard work that you do, not only for your members, but for the whole economy. You're a very important part of Ontario's economy. And our priorities are to work towards having more trades, more apprenticeships and more trades in Ontario. Unions ensure that skilled jobs are fair, safe, well-paid, and the jobs you protect are the backbone of our middle class. This is a very exciting day for those who work and who want to work in the skilled trades. More and more people are recognizing that a job in a skilled trade comes with good pay and a stable career. Unfortunately, long ago as an educator, it was a big thing to encourage everyone to go and get their Bachelor of Arts. Well, nowadays, unless you have a further step after that, a Bachelor of Arts doesn't usually get you a job like it used to. Also, we, a long time ago, had a little sort of a negative feeling about the trades, and that has disappeared, thank heavens. Where would we be without all of the tradespeople that work with us and for us every day? It's part of the reason why the number of people wanting to become an apprentice has grown by almost 10,000 in the past decade. And while many apprentices are getting their training, learning new skills, and finding a job, the system isn't working for everyone. Apprenticeship completion rates remain low, meaning not as many people are taking advantage of opportunities in the trades. That's wasting a lot of potential and slowing our economic growth. That is why our government is taking action. I'm happy to welcome to Barrie the Honourable Mitzie Hunter, the Minister of Advanced Education and Skills Development, to tell you more about our plan to better prepare people for jobs in the skills trades. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Anne, for that warm welcome. Good morning, everyone. Bonjour. Bonjour. It's really wonderful for me to be here in Barrie, and I am never deterred by the snow in Barrie. It's just a way of life, right? So you just deal with it. I'm particularly thrilled to be here again with very passionate advocates for the community. like Anne. And, you know, when I was in education, you had me here all the time, Anne. We were always talking about expanding or building or improving the outcomes for students. And so I'm not surprised on my first announcement. I'm here in Barrie with you. I'm very pleased as well, Jerry Marshall, that you're here as the warden for Simcoe County, because the partnerships are very important to the success of what we're talking about here today, as well as many others in the audience. Thank you so much for being here. Vince, what can I say? It's nothing. You're not going to get away just like that. So, Vince, I want to say thank you to you, to Don as well for, Dan, sorry, for organizing with us. I know that this is your second attempt, actually, in having us here. But I want to say thank you to everyone at UA Local 46 for warmly hosting us today at your facility here in Barrie. And what can I say about Baileywood? That was just so powerful and passionate and well said, and it's why we all do what we do. So thank you so very much for sharing your story. I want to recognize that we are gathered on the traditional territories of Indigenous people. I want to show respect for their contribution, and I always show respect for their contribution because they've been the original stewards of this land, certainly dating back countless generations. So I want to show that respect today. So we're here today to talk about apprenticeship. So the men and women standing right here behind me deserve really the focus of our conversation today. And I want to say thank you all for taking the time to join us today. Thank you for your fantastic passion and enthusiasm for the trades and for representing your skilled trade so very well. I think when Bailey talked about her sister inspiring her and telling her that you can do it. And I think that's what our young people need, right? They need someone to say, hey, try this. You can do it. But you know what? We're going to be here to support you. And that's exactly what I see, certainly, with Local 46. And I know that you're wearing your uniforms with pride. I particularly like the toque that says 46 it. That's really great. So it's clear to all of us that the apprenticeships that are behind me, wearing their uniforms with pride, that you're working in the trades, and it's putting you on a path that will lead ultimately to your success. It's stable work, it's good pay, and it's a meaningful career as well. And that's the story we need to tell about the trades. But what we hear often from businesses, business owners, and employers is that not enough people are on that path, that we actually have to do more to get more people on the path. Not enough people have the skills and the experiences needed to succeed in the trade. So I don't know if you saw the article that was in the Globe and Mail. I think it was just yesterday. And it talked about a business owner, and it was a business owner in Scarborough. And as you know, I'm the MPP from Scarborough-Guildwood, so I paid particular attention to this article. But it was the owner, his name was Doug, and he is he's a fabricator. He's at Ellesmere Fabrication, and it's a custom steel fabricator based in Scarborough. In fact, it's in a cluster of other fabricators, and he made, you know, just some very poignant comments that talked about wanting to hire people, having stacks of resumes, in fact, he says, but struggling to find the right kind of applicant, right? So this is something that is unacceptable. We have to address this. As Ontario's economy continues to grow, we can't let good jobs and other opportunities pass people by. So it's certainly our government's job to step in and to make sure that regardless of how the economy changes, that people are prepared to succeed. And that's what we're here to talk about, that they have the skills, that they have the abilities needed to find those good jobs and, importantly, those in-demand jobs. So right now, a lot of those jobs are in skilled trades. So today, we're releasing a plan to help close that skills gap and get more people involved in the trades. And we're calling that plan Ontario's Apprenticeship Strategy. The strategy directly responds to what we heard from over 1,000 people who hire, train, or work in the skills trade. We wanted to learn why people weren't taking advantage of hands-on training offered through apprenticeships, and why those who did were not finishing their training and getting certified. A lot of what we heard went back to how the system itself was organized. We heard about the need for clearer, more accessible information, and I agree. An apprenticeship should really be about the skills that you're learning on the job, not about trying to navigate a complex system. So our apprenticeship strategy focuses on 5 key areas of action that will help more people to start and to complete their certification as an apprentice. So first, we will better promote apprenticeship so that everyone in Ontario knows that an apprenticeship is a viable and valuable way to supplement classroom learning. And I'm really thrilled that our school board is here today as well, because it really starts there. This is especially important for people already in the workforce who want to start a new career, but who are unsure how they'll provide for their family in the meantime. So with an apprenticeship, you can retrain yourself while earning on the job. We have to get that message out loud and clear. Second, we will support apprentices throughout their certification. So one way that we're doing this is by creating a new graduated apprenticeship grant for employers, or GAGE, to offer financial incentives to businesses, not just when they take on an apprentice, but also at the milestones throughout that training. And third, and this is a note for employers, we also plan to engage and support apprenticeship sponsors. For every person who wants to start an apprenticeship, we need sponsors to take them in and to support their training all the way through. For instance, here in Barrie, there are over 3,000 apprentices currently in training, but there are only 1,300 sponsors, right? So that's a gap that we have to close. And while some sponsors take on multiple apprentices, it's clear that to make the system work better, we need to support and encourage employers to play a role in training Ontario's workforce. And I want to take a moment to thank all of the sponsors here today who have stepped up and who are working with apprentices and who have really seen that their businesses are growing because of it. The next priority is our strategy to increase access to underrepresented groups, offering additional financial incentives for employers who take on apprentices from groups of underrepresented people in the skills trade, like women, right? Bailey's story illustrates that. Your sister was your role model, and you are quickly becoming a role model for others. Indigenous people, newcomers, and people from diverse backgrounds. And I know you'll hear more as other speakers come forward today. This will help make sure that we have a skilled trades sector that includes the diversity that we see around us in Ontario. And finally, the strategy will apply a digital lens to the apprenticeship system. The majority of people in the province search for information online. So when it comes to becoming an apprentice or a sponsor, we need to make sure that those answers are easily and readily available with just a click. We have the tools, we just need to better leverage online services. So I hope everyone we consulted sees that their input is reflected in these 5 core priorities, or in the many other initiatives that are highlighted in the report and in the strategy. But before I end, there's one last thing that I want to make clear. This is a multi-year strategy. And I mentioned earlier, as our economy grows and changes, we too will need to grow with that, and the jobs will grow with the changes in our economy. And people need an education and a training system that best prepares them for those new jobs. And that's why we're tracking labor market data so that we can see what kinds of jobs are most in demand, and will work with employers and training providers to keep apprenticeship programs modern and meaningful. Meaning that we're training people in skills that they will actually use. I keep coming back to you, Bailey, but you said that the experiences that you've had on the job were awesome, right? And that's the kind of enthusiasm and passion that will allow our apprenticeship to stay with this program until they are completed and reach certification. Because when it comes to ensuring that businesses have the skills and the people that they need, there is no silver bullet. But we need to do everything that we can to prepare people for the jobs of tomorrow while making life more fair and affordable today. And that is our commitment. That's what motivates everything that this government is doing, from offering free tuition to post-secondary, to raising the minimum wage so that everyone has the opportunity for a living wage, to affordable housing and childcare, to free prescription medication for young people. The apprenticeship strategy is a part of our work to prepare people for the jobs of tomorrow and making sure that no one, absolutely no one, is left behind. So, okay? Okay. I know. All right. So here's what I want to say. The apprenticeship strategy is a part of our work to prepare people for those jobs of tomorrow and making sure that no one is left behind. So please pick up a copy of the strategy today, learn more, and share that across your community. And thank you again for your continued work and commitment to Ontario's apprenticeship system. We need all of you to participate and to make the system even better. Thank you, merci, and miigwech.
You can always count on Local 46 to make it interesting. So, again, it sounds like you've heard what we asked in our consultations. A lot of us, including the apprentices, did participate to get our point across, and we're already starting to deal with that. The Mitzie has reached out to us with regard to a survey in terms of how to integrate sign-ups online, so we look forward to working with you. So, again, thank you very much. Next, I'd like to invite up Ahmed Abdi. He's a second-year carpenter apprentice. Not everyone's 46, but he's close. He's working on the Eglinton Crosstown. So come on up and give us your thoughts.
It's a short affair today. My name is Ahmed Abdi. I reside in Toronto, specifically the York South and Western area. How I got into the trades. I've been trying to get into the trades since I left high school. I didn't get the chance to go through the OYA program. I realized I wanted to be in the trades after I finished high school. I was told to go apply for, the union is the easiest way, any type of union is the easiest way to get into the trades. So I went on and did that, applied. I kept on applying for years. Didn't get anything back. Left the province to Alberta, found a job, but it still wasn't a unionized job, which is something that I always wanted. After I came back, I still kept on trying to get into the union, and with no luck. And then one day I attended an event hosted by the Toronto Community Benefits, and there I met an individual named Chris Campbell from Local 27, and we spoke at length, and kept on calling him, and he said, Ahmed, come in. He took me in one day, sent an email, he said, okay, you're in. It's like, wow, after years and years, thank you. And not only that, but he followed up, I would say, every step of the process throughout my career right now as a carpenter. I'm a second year, and right now I'm doing my basic part of my schooling. As soon as I finish, I should have enough hours to be a third year, so I can't wait for that either. I was lucky enough to have a lot of people to support me from the Toronto Community Benefits, also within my union. I found a bunch of great guys, BAs, that helped me in every step. One, Chris Campbell already mentioned, Earl John, who's been in the union for a long time, and one of them is here, Rory Smith. So I was lucky enough to have a great group of guys to support me. I know a lot of people that have similar backgrounds and come from similar areas do not have such a thing, so I was lucky enough to have that. I'm happy to hear about a strategy from the government, because this would address access issues that people from my community have. I was surprised to find I was the first Somali guy in the Local 27 Carpenters Union. And we have the greatest diaspora community outside our country in Toronto. So that was surprising in itself. I'm happy that there are going to be things to do with access. There's a lot of people that are hungry for jobs, a lot of youth that are willing to take you guys and pay your pension when you grow old. So we're here, we're hungry, and I'm happy there's something that we could get through and have better access and representations in the unions. And I'm happy, and thank you, Local 46, for hosting this event. I can't wait to work with you guys sometime down the road. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Ahmed, thank you.
You're welcome.
I think that you will find that the construction trades are ahead in terms of searching out underrepresented individuals. We work with the Hammerheads. Actually, Kwok is one of the business agents. He was actually an apprentice who came through the Hammerhead program in Local 46, and he's become a business agent for the Central Ontario Building Trades. We need to reach out to these groups, and it's difficult for the unions. It's easier for us, but it's still difficult to reach those different groups because we just don't have those inputs. So with Ahmed, with Trish, who's going to come up next, it provides, with Kwok, it provides those insights and builds those bridges that we need to get into those communities. So with your support, that will definitely improve our ability to access them. So with no further ado, I'd like to introduce Trish Ward. She's in trade school with at Local 46 as well, and she was a Hammerhead participant. And Trish.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Okay. So, all right. So I want to tell you guys a little bit about myself. In June 2014, I was sick of my sales job at one of our national chain gyms, and I wanted a career that, provided a pension, benefits, and something that provided me with something with pride that I could do. And that's when I thought of my mother. She was a single parent that came to Canada to finish her education while raising both my sister and I, and she was one of my biggest inspirations. She taught me how to set a goal, work hard, and make it a reality. And one of the biggest things for me is I always loved building things. And I thought to myself, I couldn't get any closer to building anything on a daily basis without being in construction. And that's when I heard about Central Ontario Building Trades, the Hammerhead program. I applied and I successfully completed the program and started my apprenticeship with Local 46. Being in the trades has impacted my life, and I'm extremely proud of what I do today. I'm now a fourth-year plumbing apprentice, and it feels amazing when I drive across the GTA and say, hey, I built part of the Union Station, Hotel X, Lyndhurst Hospital, you name it, I've been there. I've seen an annual increase in my salary, and that's honestly the best thing that I needed for myself and my family. I'm about to become a journey person to make over 100K, and I don't know about you, but I don't know who else doesn't want to make over 100K. I know I do, to be honest. I've been able to, have a small following on social media with tons of men and women across the world, and I want to tell you guys something. I have been privileged to receive messages from youngest girls from maybe 8 to 10 years old to grown women in their 50s saying how amazing the job that I'm doing, and it makes them feel proud to even come along, to even try it. Whenever I walk the streets in my gear, folk, dirty clothing, some of the corporate women, they come out to me and say, you know what, you work it, girl. And honestly, it's important for me to keep my femininity, and I love that. It makes me really, really happy. I want to recommend the trades to everyone and anyone that's willing to work hard, because not everyone is cut out to be a lawyer, a doctor, or become the next superstar, Not everyone has a correct support system around them to accumulate tens of thousands of dollars to get a master's or a PhD. But if you're willing to get a little dirty, you can earn while you learn. And I want to say thank you to Central Ontario Building Trades and Local 46 for providing me with such a great career path, which I love today. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Trish. Again, now that you're going to be making lots of money, you can actually go back to university and get that degree for the hell of it. That's what I did. I started off as a tradesperson. My wife was in university. Well, I don't want to be the quote-unquote dummy in the family, so I went back, and now I have two BAs and a master's. So people think that the trades, again, they're not the brightest. I have a whole whack of individuals who have college and university degrees. So the one thing, if I might suggest, can you work with the school boards a bit more to get them to come down to Skills Ontario? Because you get all the apprenticeship trades there, and some of them, they don't. I went into my son's school, and they had no clue about it. That's where you find all the different trades, whether it be plumbing, steam fitting, carpentry. It shows them what there is. We also have landscape, which sort of segues into our next speaker, Sally Harvey. She's the Director of Education and Labour with Landscape Ontario. She's been there for 10 years, so she comes at the training from a different perspective. So, Sally?
Great to be here, everybody. Good morning. Honourable Minister Hunter, MPP Hoggarth. Thank you, UA Local 48 representatives and Simcoe County reps as well. Employers, journey persons, apprentices, and partners within the skilled apprenticeship system of Ontario. I'm really delighted to be here today representing Landscape Ontario, Horticultural Trades Association, as the Director of Education Workforce Development, and as the President of Green Design Landscaping Incorporated, and 30 years in that business today. So Anyway, Landscape Ontario represents over 2,600 member firms who employ over 65,000 full-time skilled workers and professionals who grow, retail, design, install, and maintain Ontario's living green infrastructure in public and private spaces. Our vision is an Ontario where gardens, public green spaces, naturalized areas, urban forests, and landscapes are valued and recognized for their significant contributions to our environment, our economy, and the health and well-being of every community. The landscape horticulture industry provides solutions to some of the issues caused by climate change, including stormwater management, flood resilience, air quality protection, water conservation protection, and carbon mitigation. As a result, our sector is expected to celebrate continued growth. However, our biggest challenge remains attracting and retaining a skilled workforce. We have in-demand jobs. Our members project that they could complete 30% more work if we had the skilled workforce to supply the demand. Landscape Ontario's top priority is workforce development. The apprenticeship system has enabled Landscape Ontario to become a group sponsor in Eastern Ontario. More recently, we're really pleased to also be a group sponsor in Southwestern Ontario region. The group sponsor program has accelerated our workforce development activities, and apprenticeship registrations report strong increases as a result, so thank you for that. The group sponsor program has also inspired several new partnerships and programs with the intention of advancing sector awareness, career promotion, and experiential learning opportunities for youth and job seekers alike. This increased awareness has already enabled more employers and apprentices to take advantage of the gift of apprenticeship. Based on my experience as an employer sponsor and feedback from our apprentices, the apprenticeship system improves the economic viability of small businesses like my own, and it also changes the lives of learners, and we've heard that here today, job seekers as well, including those from underrepresented groups, our youth, our Indigenous peoples, adult learners, newcomers, and women alike. The apprenticeship program has also given opportunity to some who have found landscape horticulture through the corrections system. And lots to talk about that another time. The apprenticeship program enables success for those who have mastered skills and have a clear pathway and a purpose. So the breadth of knowledge, skills, and abilities gained from the apprenticeship and multiple partnership programs for us has inspired many who may never have chosen our sector as a career opportunity. It's been a real game changer for us. The apprenticeship training program provides a recognized pathway. It's supported by the collective efforts of industry and government, and we will continue to celebrate measurable success in terms of registrations, JP journey person completions, and employers with increased capacity. We applaud and thank the government also for introducing the Gauge Grant that encourages and supports dedicated employers of choice who commit to training and supporting apprentices through each step of the journey. Each milestone is a really important piece of the puzzle, and I think that is going to make a huge difference. We do anticipate that employers will influence more completions as a result. So the structure of the Gauge Grant will provide the extra support for employers who invest in sponsoring apprentices from underrepresented groups as well, and this will certainly support us in terms of diversifying our industry, which is, I think, a goal of many of our trades and professions. So in closing, the Horticulture Technician Apprenticeship Program has enhanced the standards of excellence in our profession. We know that, and we're really excited to push that forward. We also thank the government for the opportunities provided by the group sponsorship program and the new Gauge Grant. Landscape Ontario looks forward to working collaboratively with Ontario's apprenticeship system to support providing innovative solutions that continue to develop a highly skilled workforce, supporting a stronger Ontario. So thank you.
Sally, thank you very much. Again, it sort of highlights the need for promotion because do you realize there's approximately 150 apprenticeships? Everyone thinks, okay, plumber, steam fitter, electrician, carpenter, maybe hairdresser. There's a whole whack of them that will attract a vast array of people. So anyways, thank you. In closing, I'd like to invite up Jerry Marshall, who's the Simcoe County Warden and the CAO. And again, sort of tying in with the trades, before he started doing that, he was a cable linesman for 10 years, so he understands what it's like to be out in this weather, freezing your toes off or other parts, and getting soggy. So Jerry, would you like to come up?
Actually, he's right. I have a picture of me at minus 42 in Lake Nipissing, and I had a mustache at the time, and looked like I had a Fu Manchu, so I am familiar with some frosty days out there. I think Ahmed and Trish and Bailey, I think there's folks here from our local high schools and school boards. I think we need them speaking at Career Day, don't you? Weren't they awesome? What a message. Now, certainly from a County Simcoe perspective, we're really happy to have the minister here today to make this announcement. The County Simcoe has been quite engaged in skilled trades for the last 4 years, working with our school board partners. We've had a Skilled Trades Expo. Actually, it's won a couple of awards the last couple of years where we actually recognize that, as municipal politicians, we're trying to fill the immediate needs of job vacancies, and we have plenty of those in the County of Simcoe. But part of our longer-term strategy was to make sure, as many of us in this room have alluded to, there's an absence of knowledge of the benefit in the great careers in the skilled trades. So, we got together as a County of Simcoe and our manufacturers and our school boards, and we created the Skilled Trades Expo that introduces students in grades 7 and 8 to about 150 trades. So we started out 2 years ago and did it in the Mvale Arena Mvale Arena in Springwater, and I think we put through some kennels here with me, some 1,300 students, and a great day, great impact, and great uptake. Last year we got a little bit smarter, saying, okay, it's one thing to have the students there. We didn't have mom and dad there. So last year we actually opened it up to the evening hour, so we actually had time for mom and dad to come with the students and engage in that path. So, that's worked out well, and that's great partnerships. And I can tell you that the skilled trades, everywhere I go, there's a vacancy and a need to fill that skilled trade. So this announcement here today is quite meaningful. I can tell you where I'm from, Midland and Penetanguishene, we have 200 job openings for skilled trades. And to our points on being sharing with our residents and citizens and mums and dads of the opportunities, I spoke at a local builders association, and one of the things is, there's no jobs up here, Jerry. And I said, hang on, there's plenty of jobs up here. We have 200 openings in skilled trades. So we need to make more and more people aware of what we're doing and how we're going. So, to speak about the announcement here, and we speak inside these four walls, and the people involved in the discussion, we need to broadcast beyond that, and that's what I'm hearing today. And I think that's a very important part of our long-term strategy to make awareness come out. So it's part of that is it. And as usual, they heard me speak at Georgian College yesterday, and I said I never go on script, and I'm off script again. But I'll try and get back on pace. Partnerships with Georgian College up here has been an important part of our County of Simcoe strategy. We were there yesterday closing a $4 million commitment on that created a new healthcare center at Georgian College and a new college campus in Collingwood. But we also announced a $5 million commitment and actually put our first installment on that, if you will, for the Innovation Research Center that will really drive the skilled trades. And as the CEO of the college here today, Marilyn Westmoyne, said yesterday, we're not quite sure what the future brings. And that's what we're doing. We're building on a future here. We're investing in our future. And this investment today by the province in skilled trades, and this announcement, every time we invest in our youth and invest in that career path, we're investing in more than just the youth in a career path. It's our economy. It's our social well-being. It's people who will drive our economy, create new jobs. A lot of our apprentices here today, we'll start with apprentices today. We'll see them 20 years from now running a very successful business, employing some 40 or 50 other people. And it's the dominoes just fall. So again, I'm off script here, but I want to say to the minister, thanks for coming. It's a great announcement. Full support of the County of Simcoe to assist in this, and I know from my school board partners and my post-secondary partners, we're with you on this conversation. We're happy to make it happen. And to Vince and to everybody here today, thanks for the opportunity to speak, and thanks for the opportunity to thank the minister for coming.
Appreciate that, Jerry. Thank you. A miracle occurred, and we're actually ahead of schedule here. So again, that's the end of the formal presentations. I think the minister might be here for a couple minutes if anyone has a question for her. Other than that, I'd really like to thank you all for taking the time to come. This is a very important subject, and thank you. Drive careful.